in our data set here. So let's just run through it in case you were not here yesterday. So we have the date, we have the investigation date, the fraud type, the fraudulent activity type. Then we have the state. Where are these criminals? Where are they living? Where is this? What is their state of residence basically? What is how much uh have they assessed unauthorized? Then we have the transaction date. Then we have the case status. So we have different information for them. We have the legal action taken, we have the detection method, victim ID, victim age. We have all of those yesterday. So we are trying to look at an analysis. So today I want to start with difference between dashboard and reports. So we did something like this. There is a difference between dashboard and so when we were in Excel, when we did our Excel project, remember what we did was just a page, a full page dashboard, right? That's what we call dashboard. Dashboard is something you can represent in just in just one page. While report is something you represent in more than one page, maybe like two, three, four, five page. So when you see something like this is just a page, right? This is just a page of a page of visual. So this is a dashboard. But if I want a report, that means this will be page one. Then I will create another visual representing page two, right? That's a report that we've created the dashboard before. I hope we all get the difference. Both of them are serving the same function. The main difference is that a dashboard is a one-page report, while a dashboard is a one-page visual chart, while a report is more than one-page dashboard. So basically, that's what we call dashboard and reports. So today in our Power BI project, and aforementioned yesterday, I told us that this Power BI, the class we had yesterday, we constitute the part one of we constitute the part one of our Power BI project. Today's class will be the part two. So we want to do it. The best advice I will employ everyone is that whenever we are dropping the recording, please try to do it before it overwhelms you. So you follow along because you're actually building a report. It's not just a page dashboard. It is now a two-page dashboard. That is what we call a report. We are trying to build a report here. And we are not building just a normal report. We are building a dynamic, advanced report. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself with a lot of new information, and basically they are easy as we've seen yesterday. So now today, what are we trying to do? We are trying to do two things. So we are trying to do a report for concerning the criminals, then a dashboard concerning the criminals, then another dashboard concerning the victims. So in a way, we have a report. The one dashboard will be for criminals, will be centered to the criminals, while the other dashboard will be centered to the victims. So now let's look at what we've done yesterday and how we can correct that. So let's look at this data set again so we can understand fully what I'm trying to say. So we have the report date, we have the investigation date, which I'm guessing that this is the day they reported this particular fraudulent case, and this is the day the investigation starts. So this is the fraudulent type carried out by the criminals, right? This is the state of the criminal, the state of residence of the criminal, the fraudulent amount getting from the criminals. Then we have this transaction date. So now we have if the case has been resolved or if the case is yet to be resolved, then investigation outcome. So this everything here till detection method are for the criminals information. So now we have victim ID, obviously. Now that's for the victim. Now we have the age of the victim, we have the victim gender, we have the victim state. That means you can be a victim, you can be your money can be accessed with unauthorized by these criminals. So the state you are living does not necessarily be the three states they are living. Remember, the criminals are just living in three states according to this data set. They are living in Lagos, Kano, and Abuja. But in this case, the victim can be any state in Nigeria. So they can be in all of the states here. We have Abuja, Anambra, Delta, Edo, Kaduna, Kano, Lagos, and Oyo. So this is where the victims are living. So these are the occupation of the living, the amount lost by the victims, the currency of the amount lost, and the fraudulent methods they are deceived, right? So how did they get it? How do these victims detect they are being defrauded of their stuff? So these are the information about the victims. So in a way, I want to separate this into two dashboard, two-page dashboard. That's what we call a report. Now let's just start. Let's look at what we've created and how we can do it. So this one will be criminal goods. So let me just say something like C so the second page we now be victim. And let's look at what we've created yesterday. So this is actually for the criminal. This is the state the criminal are living, right? So this is the count of case by case status. I think this is actually for the criminals also. This is for the criminal, so this is for the criminal, so then this for the criminal also. So let's say this is what we want to put into our criminal. But before then, let's try to arrange it the way we want to arrange it. So don't worry, we still make it advanced. We still clean it. We still make it better. I think I saw something. So I'm just trying to resize it, trying to restructure it. And this one, let's look at the map here. So under my visualization. So I'm clicking on this particular dashboard. So I want the map. I'm not sure if I've activated the map, but let's try. I'm using the field map. Okay, it has not been activated. There's a way to activate this thing. Okay, maybe in the next class we'll try to. I don't know how. I forgot how to activate it. So okay, the map have to be activated before it can be used. Let me try to look at it. Um, um, okay, maybe in the next class I will. Okay. I'm so sorry. I forgot where to activate the Power BI, the map feature in the Power BI. So this is for the criminal, right? So let's try to build for our victim VIX. So this analysis is also for the criminal. So now let's try to do a new analysis here. So this one will be the victim analysis. So this one is quite easy. So we have our victim analysis. So we start with our matrix, obviously. So I think we already know what the significance of this matrix table, right? So now let's start with this matrix. Click on this table. So now what are we trying to do? We are trying to start from this place now. So we want to look at this victim age. So the first thing is I actually want to calculate this victim. I want to categorize them, the victim. who are more prone, which age group is prone um to um to to being defrauded of their money. So we have 18 to 69. Okay, let's leave that for a while. Right, we'll come back to that one. Now let's start from the victim gender. I want to know the gender, the victim, the gender that's more prone uh to fraudulent activity. So we have gender, the victim gender. Victim gender, victim gender. Okay, is it here? So you want to drag this one under rows, and you actually want to give it a number. That is, you want to drag it under your value column also. So once you drag it there, so you want to click on this drop down, then click on what counts. So you can see we have almost the same percentage, right? Can we see we have 49,669 females and 5,801. So if you actually calculate this one might be 51% and this one might be 49%. So in a way, they are still. So how do we do this? You want to click on your home tab. So once you click on this, um, okay, okay, let's click on this drop down. So there is percentage, right? Percentage of total column total. Okay, I'm correct. So you want to do something like this. So this is 49.4%, then we have 50%. That's like 51.49%, right? The same thing I just did with my head. So now let's convert this one to um to donut chart, because this is just two information. You want to convert it to donut chart. So now we want to do Control C, Control V. Just that we will convert one to another chart. Then this one will stay under our analysis chart. So we want to convert this one to a donut chart, right? So I've said we are not formatting the chart yet. So we want to do Control X, that is cut. Then you want to paste it into your victim chart here. So that's Control V. So that's the first thing we want to do. So now I remember yesterday that we've actually cleaned this data set, and we actually have the victim age group already. So let's go and let's look at that. So we want to look at our victim age group here. So we have it here, victim age group. So now let's click outside this cell. So we want to click on our matrix again. Let's look at our victim age group here. So you can just click on this box, check it. So we have our victim age group there. So okay, now let's try to drag this one into values. So there is no number there. So you click on this drop down, click on counts. Okay, so now let's look at this thing. Let me focus. So you can see something. You have 369, 2, 4, 6, 7. Then I want to make it in descending order or in ascending order. So I can actually click something like this, the drop down, by just going to the column header, then I will see a drop down there. So you can see it is now arranged from the in descending order. That is, millennia are the most prone age group to be defrauded of their money, followed by Gen X. Then you can see a lot of Gen Z are not easily defrauded of their money because they are aware of the trend. So that's what you want to say, that even though millennia are closer to people that are in this world, that there are not a lot of Gen X actually, because the data set is a little bit skewed. What do I mean by skewed? Remember, the population that constitute this Gen Z are within the range of 18 to 30. Then that's like 18 to 30, that's like 12 years. So then millennia is 30 to 50, right? Gen X is like 50 to 69, that's like 19 years. So in a way, you can still say millennial has the highest the 443 kilos, millennial 443 kilos. So yeah, so now you want to provide some. So these are the things you will put under your recommendation. You want to provide maybe awareness, specifically targeting the millennial population, millennial populace, that they should be aware of the new trick. Maybe if they ask you for your PIN, all those kind of things. If they ask you for your PIN, just be sure that you are into the bank before you drop any personal information. So now let's change this one. Control C, Control V. Let's make it double. Then we want to change one. Let's change this one um to column charts. So we have it like this. So now Control X. Let's go to our analysis. So you can actually see it's making sense now. We already have our criminal VIX is making sense. We have our criminal VIX here, sorry, we have our victim VIX. We have done two already. Now what are the things we can do also? So I want you to look at how I'm doing it. So the next thing is let's look at the states, right? I could have used map. I will still use map actually, but that will be in the next class. Next class will be the finishing of this particular project. So we will have three parts for this Power BI project. So the next thing is we want to look at. Let's click on our matrix. So we want to look at the victim states. So you want to click on this drop down, just that you can arrange it in alphabetical or descending order or in ascending order. So let's click on this one. So you can see the let me click on this focus mode. So you can see it better. So we can see a lot of the victims here are in Abuja, followed by Rivers, followed by Anambra, followed by Ogun, Oyo. So let me look at something. We have Rivers, Anambra, then we have Enugu. Yeah. So we have Lagos, Delta, Kaduna, Kano. Okay. So I know Abuja is in the middle belt, right? Middle belt. I'm not sure about Rivers and Anambra. Maybe they are in the southeast, I guess. Then Ogun, Oyo, Enugu. Okay, I don't think there is a particular team this team is following. So, assuming what I'm trying to do is that I want to know which area is prone to fraudulent attack. Is it the middle belt of Nigeria or is it the southeastern part of Nigeria? But in this case, you can actually say the southeastern part because the rivers and Anambra, also Delta, constitute to they are among the top six. And you see, we have Enugu here. Enugu above 1,000. I think Delta also is in middle belt. I'm not sure, but I know Kano and Kaduna they are in. I think northwest. Okay, you know what? You can just do a little bit geography, so you can actually make a decision out of this. You want to look at which area is prone to fraudulent attack. So, but for my own perspective, I would say, um, okay, I can just say residents living in Abuja, Rivers, Anambra. Maybe all of these incidents are above 1,000, right? Actually, there are no significant difference. But then but you just want to say, and if you are living in Enugu or if you are living in all of these states, no, it does not make sense. That's not making sense. So you want to say maybe if you are living in Enugu or your Ogun, Anambra, Rivers, Abuja, you want to be meticulous about your personal information. So now let's change this one too. So let's change this one. Control C, Control V. Okay. So we are making a progress, right? So now let's look at another thing we can get there. Now let's look at the victim occupation. So you can actually click, instead of using what I've been using, you can actually click the bar chart, whatever. So now let's say we want to use the bar chart. So now we can see we have the y-axis and x-axis. So this is the y-axis here, and this is the x-axis. So you already know that because this is a bar chart, right? This x-axis will carry the number, while the y-axis will carry the category, will carry the tech data type. Let me just say it like that. So we are trying to look at the victim occupation. You want to put that into your y-axis, right? So then you want to put also your victim into occupation into x-axis, and you can see it has been counted just the same way. So, but in this case, you not have a table. So yeah, let's just do that one like this. Okay. So we are almost there. So now let's look at the status, the victim status. Sorry, the criminal status here. That will be the last two. So now I want to check something. The prosecution status of it. You can actually check. Okay, I've seen his prosecution status. Now let's click on our matrix. Now let's look at our prosecution status. Let's drag it to us. So you can click on this drop down also just to make it just to arrange it in descending order. So you want to do Control C, Control V. So change this one to so now, now let's look at what can we gain from whatever we've done. Because yesterday I actually told us that analysis is not us trying to represent our data with charts, it's us trying to solve a problem with charts. What can we gain? If we cannot gain anything from our analysis, believe me, we've just been playing since yesterday. So what can we say? Okay, this is the decision that we can make from this data set. So now let's look at the data set. Let's understand the data set first. Okay, I think I've done that before. Now let's look at this. So you can see we have okay, because actually you have to arrange your data set, your visual in a way that it will be enticing, it will be easy to report. So now let's start with this one. So you can see we have uh let me explain what's going on here. So we have this is a fraudulent case. There are some fraudulent cases, right? So we are trying to look at the criminal stuff. We can see that maybe when someone reported the case, then I can actually see, okay, if the case has been opened, this is the case has been opened here. Then if it has been resolved, if it is under investigation. So now I want to know, okay, how many cases have gone to legal action, how many cases I've gone to I've not gone to legal action. Then okay, after this legal action, the one that I've gone to legal action, what's the outcome? Have there been any recovered funds? Maybe there are funds, the lost funds, has it been recovered or is yet to be recovered? You understand? This is the sequence, right? You can see I arranged it in a way that it actually makes sense. Now let's look at this. So you want to put this one here. So count of state by state. That is, these are the state of these criminals. A lot of them are in Lagos. So now, as a data analyst, what do you think you can see here? You want to say maybe there should be a law. There should be a law guiding this or limiting the. There should be a law limiting the activity of this criminal, or that will make life a little bit unlivable for the criminals. Maybe there should be deployment of a new agency such as EFCC should probe into any individual's house if unexplained source of income have been noticed recently. You understand? So that's one thing I want to say here. I want to say Lagos is harboring a lot of criminals, is harboring a lot of fraudulent people. You understand? I want to say, okay, what can they do? How can the Lagos government how can the Lagos government help us? Now, let's say we are a non-governmental organization. We can have access to the government. So how do we solve this particular problem? We solve this particular problem by saying, we solve this particular problem by saying maybe I'm an organization, let assume, and I have someone from Lagos, maybe from when we talk, or maybe I use the GPS or whatever. I notice the person is in Lagos, or I'm trying to hire someone from Lagos. I would just say, oh, your state is actually of concern, is of particular concern. I'm trying to hire something. So I'm actually sure that there are a lot of fraudulent guys there. There are a lot of fraudulent people there. So I want to make sure that I do my findings, my background check. My background checking is that this particular person is not is not a criminal. So you want to place this particular geographic region into particular concern. So we have fraud type. So now you can see the fraud type they are using. The online shopping scam followed by all this type of scam. But you can see the major difference. There is no major difference there, which is one thing about chart is analysis, is that you have to represent your chart with a great chart. Now look at this. I can visually see the difference there. This one is 2036. Then this one is 1976. Though I can't even see any difference visually there. So if I should change this one to column chart, let's try to look at it. Let me do it. So now let's try to look at the column charts. So there is no difference also. Um, okay, there's something I can do, but I want to resolve that. Okay, now let's just look at it like this. So let's give it like this. Then we have count of detection method. This is how they are being detected, maybe by cyber flag, maybe the victim flag their accounts, or police, or by customer reports, or bank auditing. So that's the exploratory result for our criminal activity. So the same thing for our VIX. Now let's try to look at what we've done here. So we have, please, are you guys still with me? If you are with me, can you reply with an emoji? Okay, you want to ask a question?
No, sir. I was just trying to let you know that
Oh, okay. Thank you
I
so
was
much.
okay.
Don't worry. I know this class will not be a lot. We are just trying to do. We'll be done soon. So next class will be wireframing and trying to format this thing. It's not actually a whole lot. Okay. Do you still want to ask a question?
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
for the count of I think it's prostitution status bar, that one that they are all on the same lane. So can't you is there no better chart we can use among these ones that can visualize the
Yes,
difference?
yes, we can use a better chart, and that's why I'm trying to. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I said we can use a better chart. I'm trying to do something. Let me show you the progression of what I'm heading at. I'm trying to look at I'm trying to position our brain in a way that we can actually see something so basic. Then we can see this is a basic design. Then we look at the advanced. So this chart can be can be formatted into an advanced chart. So, but
Okay.
what we are trying to do today, yesterday was just like the major introduction to Power BI. So I don't want to move to the advanced level yet, but there is a better visual that you can use. If you say you want to use all this waterfall, there are no much difference if you look at it also. If you say you want to use column charts, there are no much difference if you look at it. But there's still a way you can move around it. You can actually use the tree map. Still, there are no much difference there. So it is better you use your bar charts because at least you can still see this one is a little bit more than this, then a little bit greater than this, right? So
Yes, sir.
that's there are better way to visualize it, but we are moving step by step. You get that, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So what we are trying to do now is let's look at what we've done here. So we can see in our victim, the victim that is more prone to um this fraudulent activity is the female gender followed by is the male gender followed by female gender. So and we can also see that millennial. So as a data analyst, we want to say maybe there should be an awareness targeted towards the millennial age group. You understand? So that's a problem and you're trying to solve it. So we can also see that this particular residence state are of concern. People living there should be meticulous about their personal information, about their bank information, about their finances generally, the way they spend and what they spend, the online activity that require their card or let me just say their banking information. Uh, they should be very meticulous with it. So we have count of victim. So we can see a lot of people that are living in civil servants. A lot of civil servants are easily defrauded of their money, followed by what let's leave unknown out of this. So followed by students, followed by trader, followed by engineer, right? So we have our prosecution status also. Then we can see a lot has been acquitted, followed by pending, followed by a lot of I think acquitted is someone that has been paid, or maybe there is ongoing talk on that particular fraudulent activity, followed by pending case, followed by the people that have been prosecuted. Even though the people that have been prosecuted are just little. So how do we make sense of this data set? So today's class, can you see it is very short? We are actually done with today. So I'm trying to spread this project over. So next class, we try to format it, draw a wireframe, format it, then um we'll be done with it. And we'll see how it turns out. So do we have any question? If you don't understand anything there, do we have any question, please? Okay, if you understand everything we do today, can you reply out an emoji so you can call it a day? Okay. Yeah, it is a very short class. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because it's a new topic, it's a new data set. You cannot just rush everything like that. And we're actually still following the roadmap. There are things we need to emphasize on. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Mhm.
Welcome.